The magical candle of starwood. On the edge of the misty starwood forest, in a quaint little cottage with a thatched roof and flowers growing up the walls, lived a girl named Elinor. She had bright, curious eyes that always seemed to be searching for something magical, something hidden beyond the ordinary. Elinor loved stories, especially ones about magic, and would spend many nights sitting by her grandmother's old rocking chair, listening to tales of enchantment and bravery. One chilly autumn evening, as the wind whispered through the leaves and the sky turned deep blue, Elinor's grandmother handed her something unusual, a small candle, unlike any she had ever seen. It was made of wax that shimmered with hints of silver and gold, and it smelled faintly of honey and stardust. "This," her grandmother said, her voice soft and mysterious, "is the magical candle of starwood. It only lights for those who truly need it, and it leads the way to where magic is most needed. But beware, Elinor. Wherever it takes you, you must go with a brave heart." Elinor stared at the candle, her heart pounding with excitement. She knew that tonight she was about to have the adventure she had always dreamed of. As soon as her grandmother went to bed, Elinor tiptoed to her room, the candle held tightly in her hand. She whispered to herself, "I wonder where you will lead me." With a deep breath, she struck a match and lit the wick. The flame sparked to life, glowing with a soft, silvery light that filled her room with warmth. Then, to her amazement, the candle's flame began to move. It stretched out like a tiny silver thread, pointing towards the window. Elinor's eyes widened in wonder. She opened the window, and the flame flickered, pointing towards the dark forest beyond. With her heart full of courage, Elinor wrapped her warm shawl around her shoulders, grabbed the candle, and climbed out the window. She followed the glowing flame as it led her down the garden path, across the meadows, and into the edge of Starwood Forest. The trees stood tall and still, their branches twisting high above, like guardians of some ancient secret. The deeper Elinor went into the forest, the more she could feel the magic in the air. The leaves shimmered with a faint glow, and the wind seemed to hum a melody that she could almost recognize. She walked carefully, her feet crunching softly on the forest floor, until she reached a clearing she had never seen before. In the center of the clearing stood an old stone well, covered in ivy. The candle's flame pointed directly at it, flickering with anticipation. Elinor stepped closer, her breath forming small clouds in the cold night air. She peered into the well, and to her surprise, instead of darkness, she saw a soft, golden light coming from deep within. Suddenly, she heard a small voice, echoing up from the well. "Hello, is someone there?" it called, trembling with fear. Elinor's heart ached at the sound. She leaned closer and called down, "Yes, I'm here! Who are you?" A tiny face appeared, illuminated by the glow. It was a small creature, a sprite with wings like delicate leaves and eyes that sparkled like dew in the morning sun. "I'm trapped," the sprite said, its voice barely a whisper. "I made a wish to see the stars, but I was caught by the magic of the well. Can you help me?" Elinor nodded without hesitation. "Of course I'll help you," she said. The candle's flame flared brighter, as if cheering her on. Elinor looked around and found a sturdy vine growing nearby. She wrapped it around the well's edge and slowly lowered herself down. The stone walls were cold against her hands, but she didn't stop until she reached the bottom. The sprite looked up at her with hope in its eyes. Elinor gently took its tiny hand, and with the help of the glowing candle, they began to climb back up. It was a slow, careful journey, but Elinor never let go of the sprite, and the candle's light never dimmed. Finally, they reached the top, and Elinor helped the sprite out of the well. The little creature fluttered its wings, and for a moment its entire body glowed with a soft golden light. "Thank you," it said, tears of joy in its eyes. "You've given me back my freedom." Elinor smiled, her heart swelling with warmth. "You're free now. Go and see the stars, just like you wished." The sprite nodded, then flew up into the air, twirling and spinning with happiness. It paused for a moment, looking down at Elinor. "You have a brave heart, Elinor. Whenever you need help, just look to the stars, and I will come." With that, the sprite flew up, disappearing among the twinkling stars above. Elinor watched until the sprite was out of sight, the candle still glowing softly in her hand. She knew this was just the beginning. The forest held many more secrets, and she was ready to uncover them, one adventure at a time. As Elinor turned to leave the clearing, she heard a rustling sound behind her. She turned back to see a pair of bright eyes peering out from the shadows. It was a fox, its fur glowing faintly in the moonlight, as if touched by magic. The fox stepped forward cautiously, and Elinor could see a silver band around its paw, shimmering like the candlelight. "Who are you?" Elinor asked softly, her eyes wide with curiosity. The fox tilted its head, its eyes meeting hers. "I am Leora," it said, its voice calm and wise, "the guardian of Starwood. You have done something wonderful tonight, Elinor, and I believe you are meant for more. The magic in this forest has chosen you." Elinor felt her heart flutter with excitement. "Chosen me? For what?" Leora smiled, her eyes twinkling. "There are many creatures in this forest who need help, and many secrets yet to be discovered. If you are willing, I will guide you." Elinor nodded eagerly. "I want to help. I want to learn everything about this magical place." The fox turned, her tail flicking gracefully, and began to walk deeper into the forest. "Then follow me, Elinor. Tonight is only the beginning." Elinor followed, her candle glowing brightly, lighting their path. They walked for what felt like hours, the forest revealing more of its wonders, flowers that opened only at night, glowing with soft colors, trees that whispered stories of old times, and gentle streams that seemed to laugh as they flowed. They finally arrived at a small grove where the air shimmered with magic. Leora stopped and gestured to a tree at the center of the grove. "This is the heart of Starwood," she said. "It is where the magic of the forest is strongest. Tonight, you have proven your courage, and now it is time for you to become a part of this magic." The tree's branches swayed gently, and a soft light began to glow from its trunk. Elinor stepped closer, feeling the warmth of the magic surround her. She placed her hand on the tree, and suddenly a wave of light washed over her. She felt her heart fill with warmth and her mind with wonder. She could hear the whispers of the forest more clearly now, the magic flowing through her veins. Leora watched with a gentle smile. "You are now a guardian of Starwood, Elinor. The forest will always be with you, and you will always be welcome here." Elinor looked at Leora, her eyes shining with tears of joy. "Thank you," she whispered. "I promise to protect this magic, always." The fox nodded. "Remember, Elinor, magic is not just in the forest. It is in you, and it is in the kindness you show to others. Never forget that." As dawn began to break, Leora led Elinor back to the edge of the forest. "You must return home now," she said. "But know that this is not goodbye. Whenever you need us, the magic of Starwood will be here." Elinor hugged Leora gently, her heart full. "I will come back. I promise." With that, Elinor made her way back to her cottage, the candle still glowing faintly in her hand. She climbed back through her window, her mind buzzing with everything she had seen and done. She blew out the candle and whispered, "Until next time." And with that, she drifted off to sleep, her dreams filled with glowing wells, fluttering sprites, magical foxes, and the wonders of Starwood Forest. The next morning, Elinor awoke with a sense of purpose she had never felt before. She looked out her window at the forest, the trees swaying gently in the breeze. She knew that the adventure was far from over. Starwood was waiting, and she was ready for whatever magic it had in store. What about you, little adventurer? Would you be brave enough to follow the magical candle of Starwood? Keep your eyes open. Magic is often closer than you think, waiting for a brave heart like yours.